Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Carmine Sabia for Explain America, and there is some bad news for our dear friend Dan Bongino from the FBI. Before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Those little things really help us out, and they help our channel continue to grow. Dan Bongino, the FBI Deputy Director, was celebrated by MAGA, by me, by you guys, right? When it was announced that he was going to be the Deputy FBI Director, we were like, yes, one of ours, one of the good guys. But then he said some stuff. He said some stuff that made him, to me, even more of a good guy. But it ruffled some feathers in Washington, D.C. And I remember about a month ago, he said, how do you go back to a normal life after you've seen the things I've seen? And you know the things I know. And God only knows what he's seen and what he knows. But we do know this. Yesterday, former Missouri Attorney General Andrew Bailey was added to be Bongino's co-deputy FBI director, which I believe is a first in FBI history. They've never had that before. And a lot of people believe this is not just a co-deputy director thing. They believe they're easing Dan Bongino aside and going to send him back to the podcasting world. And I'd hate to see him leave government for our sake. That being said, he's such a fighter on the podcasting side that, is he a stronger fighter there than he can be with the constraints of the FBI and bureaucracy around him? It's an interesting question. I'll say this. If he does wind up either leaving the FBI or being let go, man, oh man, what kind of things is he going to have to talk about on his show, on somebody else's show? Who knows? But he must know some stuff. And if I know Dan, he's not going to keep quiet about it. I want you to watch this because they're speculating too. A lot of people are speculating. I want you to watch this and let me know what you think in the comments.
In our Law and Justice lead, the White House today denied any dissatisfaction with the number 2 in command at the FBI. Deputy Director Dan Bongino will now split his role with Andrew Bailey, who just announced that he will resign as Missouri's Attorney General next month. Now, this move comes a month after Bongino clashed with U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi over the Jeffrey Epstein files. CNN's Tom Foreman has more on this unusual personnel move at the FBI.
The illicit nature of these witch hunt prosecutions is self-evident to anyone paying attention.
A fire-breathing defender of MAGA, Missouri Attorney General Andrew Bailey tried and failed to intervene in President Trump's criminal conviction in New York. He's railed against federal government overreach, student loan debt forgiveness, transgender rights, and more.
That's all woke liberal nonsense.
And he stood solidly behind the false claim that Trump really won the election he lost in 2020, laying out a conservative fever dream of ways liberals might cheat again before the last election.
They're going to try to steal this one by silencing our voices on big tech social media platforms, by stifling us in the mainstream media, and by packing the polling places with criminal, illegal aliens that shouldn't be here in the first place.
Never mind that his resume is thin for such a top federal job. At the White House, his assessment is rock solid.
Andrew Bailey is extremely qualified. As you know, he's been serving with honor as the Attorney General of Missouri.
But now it gets complicated. In his new role, Bailey will be a co-deputy director of the FBI with Dan Bongino, who has had the job all to himself.
I like Dan Bongino, yeah.
So what's changed? The Jeffrey Epstein case.
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein?
As the White House has tried to quiet public interest in the scandalous tale of the late billionaire's pedophilia and a stream of revelations about his friendship with Trump, Bongino has clearly struggled to drop his long-standing claims of a cover-up around the case.
There's more than meets the eye there. I know a lot of people want to make this thing go away.
Bongino has also expressed some general sense that he doesn't like what the job is showing him. He's like, not crazy about this job. The question now, though, for many is he now going to be shown the door now that a replacement is standing right next to him? And, of course, the question for the White House is, does any of this do anything to quiet the noise about the Epstein case and the notion that they said they were going to lay it all out there, and they still haven't? Pam?
Tom Foreman, thanks so much. I want to bring in someone who once held this job of FBI Deputy Director. That would be